I noticed that today there is a special event again in Final Fantasy XIV. It seems to be Valentino's Day 2022. So I'll just check this event and look what is happening there. I know that it is taking place on amphitheater. New Gridania amphitheater is usually the place where to go. Yesterday I got new gear by completing White Mage's Heavensward quests. I got this white Mage's new gear. I also got new spells. And there is actually stone tree on the left part. And then there's this very long name, Tetragrammaton. This new one, and then a size and asylum. Thin air is also a new spell. Okay, event is going on. Let's check. Guest giver seems to be here, so it seems to be Lisette de Valentione. So I just... Okay, the guest name seems to be No Love Lost. Lisette de Valentione has her mitzvah this Valentine's Day. This season of ardor and affection and romance is taking upon the air. I Lisette of House Valentine's entreat you, dears. Want to breathe deep and take love richness, its glowing rosy radiance into your bosom. Hold now a moment, traveler. These faces I know it well. You are love's humblest servant, ardor and adoration foremost champion. Ah, what a delight is to see you once again, and in such blessed time as this. Alas, everyone has its thorns, and even this weariness of seasons is not without its trials. Indeed, trouble is afoot, and it threatens the hearts of all in this realm. Do you recall a Moogle by the name of Kublakub, self-styled munificent master of the myriad metals of the heart? heart-shaped bone. Ring beliefs are excellent. The 40s force we speak of are especially his. Valentine's Day is a joyous occasion, but not always so for those who acquire themselves as Postmoogles of the realm. Kupla Cup has his purposeful, delivering heartwarming missives far and wide, hither and thither. True, he would never admit I were his wit's end. But you, benevolent adventurer that you are, can provide precisely what our secret herald requires oh so desperately. Pray lend Kup your talents and retrieve him from the edge whereupon his wits now teeter so precursorily. Working adversaries, happy adversaries. Marvelous, you are hero through. Kupka Kup will be so relieved. I shall fetch him at once. Why could it be? So it is Silverian returned again this year to aid us in another Valentine's Day celebration. Have you? Once emissary of love, always emissary of love, Kupo. Now then I hear from Astrid that would help me in my hour of need, for which I am most grateful. However, it is not work itself that vexes me, but rather a colleague of mine, a clubless courier newly inducted into our vocation. Every Valentine's Day we emissary are overtaxed, and this season hasn't proven no exception. I hope to nip this issue in the bud by petitioning the deputy Postmoogle for helping poor too. He obliged, but has sent someone altogether worthless and undisciplined tyro. To make matters worse, drafting is painfully ignorant in the ways of the heart. You should hear the way that she speaks to the clientele. What an ugly gift. Love must be blind, and such nonsense. Left to her own devices, I fear she will ruin Valentine's Day. Kupo. Give me, girl, the axe, you cry. The impulse is very much with me, I assure you, but I can rightly turn away very assistance for which I begged. I would come across as the most rich ingrate to ever have things, yet I haven't time to train her, let alone patience. Fret not, our harried herald, you are right to have sought our help, for I have come upon the clearest solutions to your predicament. We shall enlist the help of our doughty adventurers and House Valentina's very own Astrid to accompany a colorless courier. You cannot be surprised at any suggestion. It is a most natural fit, Silverian. So skilled in so many subjects, I will teach your assistant the delicate art of the post. While Astrid has self-instructed the Moogle in the ways of order and adoration, there is a splendid plan, if I do say so myself. Are you both sure you are up for the task? It isn't too great a bother. With a seasonable relief indeed. Kupo, I shall bring her to at your advance, for there is no moment to lose. May I introduce to my fledgling Postmoogle Sark, Bukti Pico and her loyal Chocobo. Oh dear, this is rather awkward. I confess your friend's name has slipped my mind. Kupo. Salutation, one and all. As for my Chocobo, his name can't have slipped your mind, because he hasn't one. I refer to him simply as my partner dear, or when I'm feeling particularly silly bird. Many an acquaintance of mine has attempted to provide him a name or two, but none of them ever stick, or should I say, always forget them. In any case, you may call him whatever you like, it makes no difference, least of all to him. What? Yes, well, that's as may. I have asked Puerto Pico with 3 deliverables, all of which I would ask you to join her on. These are to accompany me, very well, who I'm to turn away. Whoever you are, our first stop is Carpenter's Guild, bird, and I shall await you there. No love lost. Kapkakup, emissary of ardor and affection, finds himself overtaxed his Valentino's day. To aid in his deliveries, his Postmoogle betters have provided him with fledgling courier by the name of Buckley Pico, who unfortunately ignorant in the ways of the heart. This Postmoogle cynicism is so dire, in fact, it threatens to spoil the romantic festivities entirely. To rectify the situation, Lisetta takes upon herself to enlist both you and Astrid in the aid of this hopeless Moogle. The two of you are to accompany Spooky as he makes her rounds, all the while instructing her in the myriad meanings of love. Having ascended to his theme, the Postmoogle and her Chocobo companion make for their first delivery at Carpenter's Guild, where she awaits you. Okay, we need to go down. Oh, the recipient is out on errand on some such a pity. As for the parcel, well, since no one is available to take it, I say we just leave it in old place. There are other assignments to be getting on with after all. I say, now hold on there for a moment. I'm no Postmoogle guarantee, but merely abandoning a package like this before a door seems a touch respectful, doesn't it not? We have it here is a gift, an item crafted with love and care. It deserves to be treated as such. Who is it from exactly? A young woman, if memory serves, daughter to the man meant to receive this. Oh yes, and there was something about her training at the culinary guild, I think. My memory is hazy. You make an interesting point. The man is out of an errand, yes, and since he is with the Carpenter's Guild, it stands to reason he is out collecting lumber, and from the Botanist Guild, like as not, he says that our research here for Valentine's Day gift must be delivered straight in the recipient's hand. Upon your arrival, you discover that the recipient of the parcel is out of an errand. Book the Pico, eager to get on her other assignments, is only moments away from dropping the package right where a ship floats, but is successfully stopped by both you and Astrid. You convince the Moogle that the gift must be hand-delivered, so you set off to the Botanist Guild, where you openly assume the Carpenter has gone. Okay, now we need to go up. No, from direction. A delivery for you, sir. You were at the guild when we came calling, so we took liberty of tracking you down. Alright, give it here then. Oh, what's all this? Valentine's Day chocolate. No, this is a surprise. My daughter's apprentice in culinary skill, you see. I heard she'd been selected to make the chocolate for the festivities this year, but I certainly didn't expect to receive any myself. And how wonderful that you did. Is not every day one's daughter is accorded the honor of crafting such beloved confectionery. She must be quite a culinary. That she is. My pride and joy, that girl. What a pleasant surprise this package was. Certainly made my day. I can't thank you enough for bringing it all the way out to me like you have. I never forget this kindness. Goodness, seems like a bit of overreaction to being handed some food, doesn't it? What's every Postmoogle customer satisfaction? Agreed, there is a lesson to be learned here, but the joy is not meant to be kept oneself. It is feeling that yearns to be shared, and we played a part in bringing him happiness, so it's little wonder that he wished to share his felicity with us. So, joy is meant to be shared. Well, when you put it that way, I suppose that's not so foreign concept. When something makes me smile or laugh, I tend to talk my companion's ear off about it. I'm often made happy for it. Well, but enough about that. Time is wasting. Let's be off our next delivery. The recipient waits at Whistling Miller, by the looks of it. As predicted, you find the carpeters at Botanist Guild, where Booktipico at last make good one on the delivery. The one Scarly man thanks you profusely, which leaves the Booktipico's perplexed. Why such gratitude over a mere delivery? Astrid explains that joy, in all of its form, is meant to be shared with others, and that the man chose to impact some of his happiness to those who delivered his gift. The Postmoogle appears receptive to his first lesson in love, and you set off for the next delivery at Whistling Mill. Okay, we need to go back east or right. The way we came. Pardon me, but it's delivery for you, madam. For me? Oh, it's from one of my dearest companions. Look what they have sent. Pink seashells. Are they not extraordinary? Look at their vibrancy. Ah, and God, happy Valentine's Day. Oh, delightful. Shells, empty ones. You can't even eat those. At least the other fellow receives chocolate. Bhakti, that is abnormally rude. You must forgive our friends here. She is not accustomed to deliveries such as these. There is nothing to forgive, I assure you. I could hardly be upset after receiving a gift like this from a loved one I've seen in quite some time. My friend, you see, is an adventurer in their own right. They enjoy being cryptic, though, and never outright tell me where they have been. Rather, they make me quest by dropping hints, in the form of curiosities such as these. Worth blessing this parcel is, I was only just wondering how they were faring and whether the journey has brought them. Thank you, Mrs. Postmoogle. You have brightened my day. Love is a mystery, indeed, and a funny one at that. It's my pleasure to tell you, Bhakti, that love is a many splendid thing, and we each have our own unique way of expressing it. The friendship between the girl and her adventure companion is a perfect example. That gift, which appeared mere frippery to you, was a treasure in her eyes. It is oft said, no news is good news, but I very much doubt that to be the case for those in your line of work. So you mean to say this was her friend's way of telling that young man that this all is well, their way of assuaging any worries she might be harboring about their safety? How fascinating. To be sure, were I to be separated from my bird here by expensive seas or vast mountains ranges, I like to hear from him from time to time. Perhaps not every day, that would be irksome, but to know that he is in good health would be not altogether disagreeable, I suppose. Anywho, no sense in losing ourselves into, not when a parcel sits burning a hole in my satchel. Kupo, our next delivery takes to up Upcall Falls. Let's away. Bhakti Pico is shocked to find that her second parcel, delivered to an anxious girl, contained nothing more than rosy seashells and a simple card. The recipient, however, is overjoyed the gift, an assurance of safety from friend adventuring abroad, from whom she had been eagerly awaiting news. Bhakti Pico thus learns that each person has their own unique way of sharing love and affection. Okay, now we need to go up. And so near up Upcall Falls. Greetings, sir. I have for you here a parcel from one of Ulda's very eminent art dealers, Kupo. At last, her earrings, they arrived. Goodness gracious, how stunning they are! This craftsmanship, this meticulous attention to detail. I couldn't have hoped for a better present for my wife. She'll be over the moon to receive it then. Her birthday is coming up, you see, and I wanted to ensure her special day is just that. I've even cooked the cups bomb vigorous but I hear tell that one touch is enough to bring couple happiness for all the years to come. Let us hope so. You did well to bring these all the way out here without scratch on them. You know, I began to worry by the time I received them. The poor things will be nothing more than scuffed dented rocks. You got bright future ahead of you in the postal service, friend. Thank you. Now this is good old. There is flutter in my chest, a tickle in my stomach. Kupo, I have taken ill all the compliments and words of gratitude always elicit this sort of response. Trust me when I say you are not ill, Bhakti. The flutter you feel, those ticklish sensations you describe, this is fondness, a form of love indeed, and it was made manifest by a man's appreciation for what you provide. Oh, so this is love nonsense. Why? It isn't nonsense at all, is it? It is quite wonderful actually. I like it too, that feeling when my bird and I settle down for an afternoon nap in Fellswood, when I tuck myself under his wing and are warmed by the sunlight breaking through the trees. Perhaps you haven't mastered the concept entirely, but I do believe we are making strides in the right direction. You certainly seem more attuned to the ways of heart than when we first made your acquaintance at any rate. Now that all three parcels have reached the right hands, let us return to Miketto's amphitheater. No doubt, Upka Cup is anxious to know how Bhakti fared. The third parcel delivered to Man Upkal's fall is a pair of earrings from Uldas intended as a birthday gift. The customer's excitement is palpable as he explains his desire to see his wife happy on his special day and share the remaining years together. His gratitude also inspires strange sensation in Bhakti because which Astrid is pleased to inform her is none other than form of love. With all three deliveries fulfilled and the Wookle's inner life enriched, the time has come to turn Mikvetus amphitheater. Okay, now time to go down. Here they are, our agents of affection, our heralds of the heart, returned at last, and not before time. Kupo, tell me, how went your deliveries? Splendid, each and every one. The recipients were all thrilled to receive their parcels, and I'm pleased to say that Bhakti Pikko learned something along the way. Yes, I do believe the idea love is, well, it's quite a bit more complicated than I first imagined it to be. There are hidden depths to it, ones didn't I see before. I may not be expert on this subject yet, but it would like to think my ignorance is not quite as dire as it once was. You are making progress, certainly, I am glad of it, and just so long as you didn't offend anyone, I couldn't ask for more. Anyone who I'm indebted to you, Astrid Silverian, you have spared at least 3 citizens of Realm from potential cruelty, however unintended it may have been. No, I am being too harsh, Bhakti. You have shown a true concerted effort to understand the labyrinthine complexities of the heart, and as a reward I am inclined to set you another task. For in truth, your work is not yet finished. Much more is there to be done this Valentino's Day. Kupo, when you have done the time, speak with me again, and I shall tell you all about it. Okay, this is second seasonal quest. Love's labors. And I check. There seems to be Postmoogle Barding. This seems to be kind of other type of item. Aha, festive suit of Sokopo armor inspired by hard-working Postmoogles everywhere. There you are, and not a moment too soon. Your unwavering devotion to the ways of honor and affection, love and romance, courtship and intimacy is both commendable and deeply appreciated. So the task of which I spoke, it involves a woman by the name of Aloysia, who only just posted parcel with no small amount of urgency. However, she then returned begging us to call off its delivery. highly unequal request, and her eyes twin pools of sorrow, Kupo. She fled straight away here. I couldn't even get my bearings, let alone ask what troubles her, so will you help me seek her out? You are too kind. Now as for this young woman, she is a lesson of great beauty, and that should not be an easy one to overlook. Last I saw of her, she had just made a sharp left at the fork in the road, unless my eyes deceive me. To the left, you say. The way lies the Great Rum Growery. If I'm not mistaken, I will accompany you there, Kupkakop. Silverian Puktipikko, you two will look near Nofika's altar. Should you come upon her before we do, come find us at the Grover. Distraught Kupkakop tells you of a young innocent woman by the name of Aloise who has suddenly picked the Moogle to return a letter she posted only moments ago. According to Kupka, tears were sparkling in her eyes as she fled the scene and now left only with vague understanding of where she has gone. The Postmoogle begs you and your friends' assistance in locating her. Street and Kupkakop are to search Creator Growery while you and Puktipikko are heading Nofika's altar. Aha, this is actually my home guild, Conjurer's Guild, so we can, I think actually this time, okay, teleportation. This has changed a little bit. Now there is actually this map. Usually this was only a small window. Who, me? Yes, I'm Aloise. Why do you ask? Kupaka wants to see me, you say, but whatever for? He is beside himself with worry, Kupo. He told us you turned all and darted off looking dreadfully stricken, downright morose. You can understand his concern, surely. I see I owe him apology for worrying him, as I have an explanation for my frantic flight as well. Kupka still at Miketos amphitheater, correct? I'll go to him at once. Actually, never mind. She's already gone. I suppose I shall go and fetch him. Then shall I meet us at the amphitheater, Silverian, and dear Harry, we wouldn't want her dashing off again. You have found Aloise, who expresses the contrition for worrying Kupkakop. She departs with haste to Miketos amphitheater, telling you she will divulge all here, there. This is not actually easier. You can see where you will land after teleportation. First, let me start by saying how grateful I am that you would think to come and check on me. The truth of matters is, I have received an offer of marriage I meant to accept, which is why I came to you initially, Kapka, to see that my reply would be delivered safely. However, as of I was writing to tell him yes, I found myself hesitating more than I ought to have been. I began to wonder if I was making terrible decisions not only for me, but for him as well. The man who seeks my hand is of Isgardian nobility and goes by the name Isolmar. At the moment he is quite ill and is seeking treatment here in Gridania. Do not misunderstand me. I was overjoyed to hear of his devotion. A life spent with him would be a wonderful thing, but I am no noble. I am of the most common stock, no more special than a weed under food. I wasn't raised with the aristocratic manners a future wife of his requires. Who am to marry in the nobility, I must destroy my previous missive and pen a new letter, one telling him I can't go through with it, but that one I'll hand deliver. I won't have a miser of law delivering such ill tidings. Now I don't pretend to be expert in the ways of heart, but isn't love the desire to be with someone forever and on? The desire for a trusted partner in this world, someone with whom you can share your joys and your woes. If you care for him, be with him. Wouldn't it upset you to do anything, but it certainly seems to have. I may not have experience with this, but I know that were I and my Sokopo to be separated, I wouldn't like it, not one bit. I don't believe giving up is the solution, Kopo. Verify I myself of Isgardian nobility and can thus speak from place of authority. Each of our houses has its own traditions. It is our titles that connect us, not our principles. Before making your decision, seek the counsel of your beloved and deem what his family values. I couldn't agree more. After all, it's doubts you harbor, not a lack of affection. If you believe his heart to be yours entire, then trust that he will listen to your troubles, that you and he can solve them together. Why not send one more letter, explain what is it that vexes you? Yes, I see your points. It's unfair of me to hide my feelings like this. He's owed my honesty, but how does even write such a letter? I wouldn't know where to begin. Perhaps you should explain your apprehension about fulfilling your duties as a five-to-man of great house. Make it clear that should you decide to join his social milieu, You will require time to study, learn, and train before you are comfortable. A word of warning though, to compromise the very woman you are in order to bend to the rigors of nobility may leave you jaded, haggard, and altogether infuriated. Thus, I suggest you first inquire as to whether his family is capable of accepting you as you are. Why not simply write down all your worries? I don't fancy myself a poet of passions or what have you, but there is something to be said for getting everything out in the open. All of these ideas have a great deal of merit, and each should have given us due consideration. Silverian, what do you say? Each of these notions has struck a chord with you. Thank you for your insight, everyone. I believe I know what I must do now. Then let us fetch your parchment, quill and ink. Fortunate that you have us, you know, for we emissaries are never far from instruments of the post. Why, I shall even provide you with Valentino's day team's stationery. There is, it's done. Now all that's left is for him to read it. My darling is likely in the country sport. I know he enjoys sitting in solitude on a bench not far from the gates. He'll be there like as not. Then that's where we shall try first. We will back with his response as soon as we are able. Talibird ho, love works await. Alois explains that Eros Mal, an Iscarian blue blood, has sought her hand in marriage. Though she is delighted by the prospect of a life so happily situated with her beloved, she confesses to worry she cannot shake. She is not noble herself, heart heavy with doubt. She reread her letter, which contained her acceptance, before it could be sent off book. Typical now wiser to all things romantic in nature, insists she not give up so easily, and together with you and the other emissaries she writes her message anew. Cup and packed Typico set off once to see the delivery, leaving Alois to wait. Her daring reply with baited. Speak with Alois again. Oh dear, I'm so fatigued, I just can't steal for nerves. See? No, I can't take this any longer. I refuse to stand idly by while my future is decided without me. That does, I'm going to change reward this instant. Alois, you can't, and she's gone. How do we, as emissary of love and affection, remains we see that the love long lasts through this trying time. I shall meet you at the gates of Gentry's ward. anxiety coursing through her, and feeling to let her future be decided without her present. Alice raced off towards a gentry spot where a vigil mind smile could be pouring over her contents of her letter this very moment. Astrid, concerned for the young woman, urges you to follow her. Okay, we need to go up. I'm sorry to have run off again like that, but I just couldn't wait around twiddling my thumbs another moment more. We have for you a letter from one, Mr. Aloysius herself, Cooper. A missive from my love. Thank you kindly, Postmoogles. Perhaps it's not my place, but if I may. Alice thinks great deal of you. We watch her as she wrote the letter you now hold, and we could see plain a day how much she cares for you. If there is love to be found in this world, it is there. In every word she has put that page. The heart and its intricacies aren't my fault, I admit. But you have even half as much affection for her as he for you. Then what you do share is something wondrous. I hope you can both weather whatever troubles come your way. The heart isn't my fault, indeed. For one who claims such a thing, you so remarkable perspiracy is the matter. You are quite changed from the Moogle I once knew. Call me impressed, Cooper. You are good to concern yourselves, oh my and Aloysius' affair. Your kindness does you a good deal of good. I spend my response this instant. Can I trust you will deliver it straight to her once I have finished? We serve at your pleasure. Your trust is not placed in us, good sir. Did you hear that? He is going to reply. We should return to Mirketter's amphitheater at once. I don't want to be here when he sent our Postmoogle friends all the way back there. It should be rather awkward for his letter to have no recipient. Let us explain the situation to Lisette and wait for Bhakti and Kupka's delivery. Upon arriving at Sentry's ward, you find that Yosol Mal has not only received Olo's letter, but is in the middle of reading it as well. No sooner has he absorbed his beloved words than he makes to write the reply. Aloysia returns to Mirketo's amphitheater with all haste to ensure that she is present when Kapka and Bhakti Pikko rejoin the group with his correspondence. Lisette, let out of your adventures to the Gentry's ward, must be getting impatient. Our eminent emissary of adoration and affection is with us more, and now that we are assembled, we only want to wait the custodians of Israel my reply. I feel sick to my stomach. What if I angered him? What if he calls of the whole engagement? We have returned with your beloved painstakingly penned post in bow. Typical, I was drawn to your advice in particular. I've wrote down all my worries, concerns and questions in a clear and concise version, and he responded with some confusions. It seems, although now at least he is aware what troubles me, and what that he says he is grateful. He is very sweet here, you see. He tells me that together we'll go down this list of mine and solve one problem at a time. Here we live, and now he will be asked to decide, not his family. I have come to ensure my letter has reached you, and see if you have yet read it. After all, you did same for me. It would be unkind to not return the favor, no? Oh goddess, how embarrassing. You caught me spying on you, didn't you? You're embarrassed, what the prey. I found it enduring, my darling. Are these companions of yours, did they assist you in your writing to me? Till we are in your debt. Alois, my love, what to say to thee that the Catherine's cannot be. There we can discuss our future conversation, which is long overdue, I should think. Thanks you, my friends. Where would I be without your help? And I promise, yours will be the first invitation we post once we settle on the day. Goodness gracious me, do you mind I deceive me? Pakti pika your bomb. Well, I added the very shape of the season, it's roughly beyond compare couple, and this time of muchness with mine. Also I flatter myself to think. I can't rightly explain, but seeing those two together brought flutter to my chest, a spring to my feelings, and the next thing I knew, my bomb began to tingle in the most peculiar way. It's a marvelous thing to know that we had a hand in ushering Esselmine Alice's story in the next chapter, and to think it was all performed strictly through the art of the post. Affectionate missives are more than just silly folderers. I assume them to be. I see now that they are so watches our hearts like nothing else can, and we emissaries are their trusted custodians. That we are Bhakti. I only remember that letters require more than just love. They are also in need of names and addresses. And speaking of names, perhaps you might bestow one upon a certain Sokopo. Think of it as a show of not only kindness but of love too. So love, you say? I suppose you are right. I was never able to recall the names given by my Moogle acquaintance, but I bet I could arrive at something that actually sticks. I will give it some though. Make sure I have done this bird justice. Wait. My once foolish fledgling has wings of her own at last. How proud I am to see you soar. You are credit to emissaries of order and affection with your heart-shaped bomb. It's most sincere honor to have you among our ranks, and I pray that you will continue this most rewarded work. I will nothing more. Goodbye. What a joy be blessed with so many curious in this season of supplementary knowledge. It is heartening indeed to watch our numbers to grow and grow, for with so many we can ensure that ardor and affection accompany all the fair creatures of this realm wherever their journeys take them. I think, there is still Bhakti Pico. Better letters. These kind of small quests. And it's seems that there is prismatic hard. And is this otherwise same but is right? Okay, let's see. Bhakti Pico appears to be beset with troubles. Silverian, I knew you would come. You are marvelous, convenient talent for appearing when we are indeed, don't you? Anyone who troubles a foot, word has spread of our previous endeavors, which under normal circumstances would be cause for celebration, but not so today. We have inundated with letters from across realm entreating our aid with all manner of vexations. Our fellows have left me here alone to fear these beasts, but I can't see to all this by myself. Please, won't you assist me in bringing this succor to the hearts of Ver? I have made a tidy list of those who have written to us. No need to see to their troubles in any particular order, mind you. Just try not to be request slip through the cracks, yes. Gridania will you see to the misery of pained passions. You would see to what plagues my heart. You are far too gladly, Silverian. I confess that Aloysius' joyful union touched me in a way most unexpected. It sparkled with me jealousy of all things, while in her happiness I saw reflected my own desires. Yes, it's true, I am here to speak of my own beloved, the man with whom I wish to spend all my days and nights, the very gentleman to whom I am betrothed, Van Ser Hoftens. The festivities have run us both off our feet, leaving us no spare moment to while away together as we once did. It vexes me terribly that I cannot speak of it to him. I would flush like a schoolgirl and tie my tongue in the knots. Instead, I mean to pour my voice on the parchment. Oh, this explains a great deal. At first I couldn't understand what was upsetting you so, but now it's all clear as crystal to me. Write then onto this letter. First, what style should we see write it in? And how should she word her vexations? There it is done, for a better or worse, this missive is penned, and all that remains its delivery, which I will attend to right away. God bless me, no sooner had Sir Hoftens read your letter than he made a beeling for the nearest door to daze your side. Lisette, it was all I could do to keep him from stampeding through the streets. A small miracle he had the presence of mind to even hold a pen. Why do you dance around the issue at hand? Blame it be. I will never understand heavens. Perhaps it would have been wiser to be more forthcoming about my issues. Well, irrespective of this non-committal answer I've received, I'm grateful for you to advising me in this matter. Your assistance has proven positively indispensable, Silverin, for if you have the time and inclination to come by again, there is always more to be done after all. So these are same kind of rewards. Back again, I see the heavy-hearted of the realm will rest easy knowing that you are on the case. Now then, which of these restored Earthen will you assist this time? The emissary of painted passions. You would see to what plagues my heart. You are far too good. This is same action. Okay, let's do this opposite. And how should word her vexations forthrightly? There's this done for better or worse. The missive is spent, and all that remains its delivery, which I will attempt to right away. Goodness me, no sooner had Hofstens read your letter than he made a beeline for nearest door to raise your sightly said. It was all I could do to keep him from stampeding to the street. A small miracle he had the presence of mind to even hold a pen. It says he's been fretting over the same things as I have, in which case, why not come to me sooner? Honestly, he also writes that we shall sit down for a proper meal once Valentino's day has come and gone. So I suppose there's no sense holding it over her head, although I ought to. Well, that settles my affair, I should say. My deepest, most sincere gratitude or help, Silverin. You conducted yourself with the diligence and sagacity befitting an emissary of affection. Now go forth and bestow your romantic wisdom upon those in need. Okay, now we know. First one is done. Nameless adventure. We of the Adventures Guild seek to post a letter to the Guildmaster Martha Mion. Though we are untrained and unblooded passel of adventures, it still grieved us tremendously to admit that we sought her aid in a task we bungled not several nights gone. We fear this blunder of ours will lower us in his estimation so openly that we may never wake again. We are determined to set this all to rights, but the question is how. What words will move Matamonis so that she will not see us the lumbering dolls who stepped in it. Oh, that's pickle. Count yourself lucky, though. You are in the presence of 300 adventurers, one who most assuredly understands well the problem you face. So, Silver, what advice you can impart to clustered friends? Okay, let's see. Forbidding. And what would confuse his Valentione to provide them with more work? Pardon my tardiness, Mione was kind enough to set out tea for me, and I could hardly refuse such an offer. It warmed my heart to see such muffinance, and now that I reflect on it, such hospitality is a form of love, isn't it? But I digress. What does Mione fright? Oh, she comments us on our ambition and she worries that we put our lives at the risk by attempting tasks which exceed our abilities. I cannot deny the truth what he sees, he says. Well, undecided circumspection shall be our watchword going forward. Okay, it's kind of try to be careful next time. You were wise to advise us as you did. I thank you for your help. The Winsome Padilla. Fancy seeing you here. Fancier still that you are the one who to assist me. My conundrum is that as ever my brother and I are concerned for Kanne's well-being. We thought to fright her, but I know not what to say, and our runes has lifted not a digit to help. This was actually the last character from the last quest. Raya or Senna. White Mage's quest giver. I would ask her to be mindful of her health, but doesn't sound rather fussy, even more so when he could endure his sister and formal prose. Thought I suppose Kannes is both formal and fussy herself. Going into details, but that doesn't do. I would ask her to be mindful of her health, but doesn't sound rather fussy. What is more, I haven't much practice in the ways of penning properly worded missives. My sister is, and I mentioned a touch of fussy side, and holds manners and decorum in high regard. Little doubt that she will read my verse with a rather critical eye. You speak of Kanne Senna, the elder sister. She is revered among our kind, to think. I will soon be delivering letter to her. What an honor, but enough about me. We are here for Raya or Senna Silver. How do you think she should go about this? Very well, but who should we say this letter is from? Raya Senna may be the one composing it, but it was both her and her brother who meant to ask after her well-being. What are your thoughts? The elder seed here is wonderful woman, as many have said. She saw how nervous I was and put me at my ease immediately. Your sister is lovely indeed. I'm glad to hear it. Let us see how she replies. She applauds me for the maturity I saw in frighting her, and says that's an older sister. She couldn't be more proud. With curious response, I ask her to watch her health, and she commends me on my maturity. Strange as this answer is, it seems our words of worry have gotten through to her, thankfully. Though I was initially reluctant, I'm glad to defraud her. My heart is light knowing she is well. Your assistance in this family matter is much appreciated. one who dreams of a wider world. Good day, Silverian. It's lovely to see you again after all this time. I want you to know that I've been keeping to your advice and I'm training day in, day out. I'm hopeful that soon I'll be able to take the open road. But as for why I'm here today, well, I want to write a letter to Kupka Cup to thank him for his support. Whenever I feel low, like I want to give up on my dream of seeing the world, Kupka is here there for me to lift my spirit. A message from Kupka Cup. So Silver, how do you think she should start it? And how should he finish? I'm thinking, I only hope this letter is not so Kupka how much he means to me. If I only could have seen the look on Kupka's face when I told him who had written him, he couldn't stop twirling through her hair. It was adorable, but don't tell him. I said that. He was so touched. He managed to find time between his many deliveries to craft a reply, which I have here. He really was happy to receive my letter, wasn't he? He tells me he can feel my gratitude and love for him in every word I've wrote. As wonderful as it's to talk with him in person, correspondence like this can be rather fun too. I'm more motivated than ever continue my training now. Thank you so much for the advice on my letter, Silver. And thank you, Bhakti Pikko, for delivering it to Kapka. Okay, so this is the last. On second though, perhaps not. Okay, last one. Of course. This is not. There are only 4. Okay, so I have done. And this is kind of a repetitive task, so you can do it so many times as you want. And I want to check. There was this Chocopogiar. Okay, here is the Chocopogiar. Well, let's see. It seems that I have only right part of the heart. I all the time took only the left part of the heart, forgetting right. So there, I check if I can. There is Valentione's Barding. Can I change it? Okay. Okay, now we can change the Chocobo gear. So we can push this Postmoogle Barding hat. Okay, now we are Postmoogle Barding. And then body part. And then legs part. And I think now we need to go somewhere, another location, to see this. Because Gridania is the place where you cannot use mount, so you need to be another location if you want to use your mount. Now let's check. Okay, now we have our Postmoogle Chocobo. And I think this might be a good location to end over here. So we have our delivery Moogle, and here we have our new Postmoogle care. So, okay, I want to thank you for watching.